Sexual assault on college campuses is growing to be a national epidemic. And according to a new study, sexual assaults actually increase dramatically at some schools by as much as 41% on days when they host college football games. If it's an away game, then the average increase of sexual assault on that campus is only 15% higher than usual. But when it's a home game, 41% increase at some schools, some are not that high, in the number of sexual assaults reported. Now let me ask you a question. Have you heard of any of these sexual assaults? Has any of it made major headlines? Some of them have, mostly because the student who did it gets let off the hook, but the rest of them no. We aren't hearing about this rampant epidemic of sexual assault taking place at colleges across the country. And there's a very real and clear reason for that. Colleges, universities have basically made it their plan to downplay any allegation of sexual assault that takes place either on their campus or at any of their facilities, any of their sporting events, any of their frat houses, or anything off campus between two students. They are setting up panels, committees at some colleges, some of the bigger ones in this country, whose job it is to deal with these sexual assault allegations. So if a woman gets sexually assaulted, instead of going to the police, she has to go to this committee. And one of the first things the committee makes her do is sign a non-disclosure form. Then they say, okay, well, we're going to investigate it. Thank you for telling your story. And then they basically do nothing. They don't go to the authorities. They might talk to one or two people who were there, the accused and maybe one of his buddies, and they'll say, no, I didn't do it. Then the committee says, well, our hands are tied. He said he didn't do it. I don't know what to go from there. And that's the end of it. The victim signed a non-disclosure form, so she can't go out to tell her story. She's agreed to waive her rights, so she's not able to go to the police and tell them what happened. Meanwhile, the college or university gets to keep their spotless reputation and their rape statistics go down because they're not actually reporting what's going on. There are lawsuits at many different colleges, some of the biggest ones in this country right now, because there is an institutionalized cover-up of sexual assault taking place on college campuses. This week, the University of Maryland students staged a protest because that university is trying to cover up the amount of sexual assault taking place on their campuses. This is inexcusable, it's indefensible, and these colleges are acting just as bad as the accused. Just as bad as the rapists, just as bad as the assaulters, by helping those people keep a squeaky clean record, because if they go down for it, that's going to look bad for the university. And as we're, right at the, 3-4 weeks into college football season at this point, sexual assault is going to increase. We know that. The numbers tell us that. So this Saturday, while you're sitting there watching college football, or maybe you're at the game cheering on your team, just remember that wherever you are, there's a good chance that more than 25% more women than normal at that college are going to be raped that day. Enjoy the game.